She's obsessed with Jeralt. All she talks about is Jeralt. Idolizing Jeralt is her only trait. If you thought any of these things about her, to be honest, I don't really blame you. That's most players' first impression of her. Even though her love of the Great Mercenary is apparent, it's actually part of a much bigger cause, one that the orange-haired Golden Deer student Leonie holds dear to her heart. Born into the small Samhain village within the Leicester Alliance with a hunter for a father, Leonie is a tough, feisty, and blunt young woman. Just like her father, she too was a hunter as revealed in her support with Ignatz, and she is pretty damn good at it. She can also cook very well and was also a fairly artistic kid, fascinated with painting, to her own accord as seen in her support with best boy Raphael when she sends his sister painting supplies. Although she didn't really have time to develop her skills since she and the other kids had to focus more on eating and surviving, implying her village was not only small in size but also funds as well. As a matter of fact, there were likely so many children in that village that could have been artistically gifted yet couldn't realize it because of how poor the village was. This more than likely had an influence on her as she doesn't like to waste anything and prefers to give whatever she doesn't use to people who will use them. She is also a very honest person, albeit too honest, to the point where she speaks first without thinking. Her supports with Byleth, Sylvain, and Claude are great examples of her telling it how it is. Though in the latter support, she does reveal she does try to find the good in people. And she is also scared of bugs as seen in her support with Shamir, the best girl in the game, mind you. Leonie has quite a few characteristics that help her stand out from the rest of the students and be her own person. Although as mentioned in the beginning, one quality of hers is her obsession with her mentor and father of Byleth, Jeralt. According to Lauren, Son was given exclusive hunting rights and forbade poachers from the outside coming in. But just like laws in real life, they were broken and the poachers invaded Samhain. Then one day, Jeralt and his band of mercenaries fought them off and not only saved the village, but also inspired Leonie and gave her a dream. That dream is to make a living as a mercenary, which is similar to Mia, still the best girl in the franchise, who also wanted to become a mercenary, but Leonie had different reasons, which I'll get into in a little bit. Jeralt, seeing potential in her, takes her under his wing and trains her to become a fine fighter. Although after the war, she seems to have maybe taken a little too much inspiration from him, since she partakes in drinking and racking up debt. I really hope Folden allows Patreon to become a viable source of income for her. Even though it wasn't for long, Jeralt left an impact on her and even gave her a charm which he tells Hilda is extremely precious no matter how old or dirty it is, and refuses to clean it because of the sentimental value attached to it. From there, she fought and professed how awesome Jeralt is. The end. Is what many fans chalk her up to be. Although this couldn't be further from the truth, and Jeralt isn't the main reason she became a mercenary. Yes, he inspired her, but she didn't roll the academy for him. Remember what I said about her village being poor before? She's actually fighting for the people back home. Her father went through a lot of hoops just to get her recommended, and she borrowed a pretty good amount of money just to even afford it. She's fighting because she wants to pay the village back. Yes, she was more than excited to see Jeralt again, but it's her homeland that she is really doing everything she can for. To pay them back for allowing her to enroll in such an academy and to give the children there a future that's worth looking forward to. Leonie came from basically nothing where she had to hunt just to survive, forgoing any other interest she may have had just to stay alive. Then Jeralt came along and showed her a way in which she could not only become stronger but also make money using that strength, on top of saving her already unfortunate village from poachers. Fighting for her homeland and people, that's why Leonie fights. Yes, she idolizes Jeralt, but her reasons for fighting go far beyond that. That's not her only trait, she is so much more than that, and even if she was obsessed with him, she has a pretty damn good reason to be. He was the catalyst for her taking an interest in becoming a mercenary, and she intends to use this training to one day pay back the village and give everyone a bright future. And while she does talk about Jeralt a fair amount, the majority of her support conversations actually don't mention him at all. In her supports with Claude, Bernadetta, Sylvain, Raphael, Ignatz, Lysithia, Marianne, Catherine, and Sedith, she doesn't mention Jeralt at all. That's over half of her supports. And even when his name is brought up, she doesn't talk about him for very long, save for her support with Byleth. Leonie isn't a girl who is obsessed, but rather inspired, and instead longing to give back to her homeland. Inspired by Jeralt to become a mercenary, to ensure a much better future for her village, the people living in it, and also herself. That's what makes Leonie the woman she is. A woman fighting for a greater cause. Leonie, you are an awesome woman. Thank you so much for being an awesome unit and great character in the game. Thank you so much for watching my video about Leonie. To be honest, I actually kind of wanted to do this video because Leonie is a character that a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about. They say, oh, she's just obsessed with Jeralt. And I just wanted to show everyone that that's not her only trait. She really isn't obsessed with him. She's more just inspired by him. And also, my friend GNS loves her a lot. You should check out his channel. He does a lot of Fire Emblem Heroes videos. He does Rebecca True solos. So really, if you're into that content, check him out. Subscribe to him. Give my boy some love, damn it. He's a mod on my channel. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Have a great day.